As Germany continues to sell its Bitcoin, market participants are wondering, how much longer is this going to take? Are they going to sell all of their Bitcoin? And does everybody in the German government agree that selling all of their Bitcoin is really the right move? Well, we're going to answer these questions. Let's dive into it. If you are not following the Sani XP Twitter account, I implore you, follow Sani. Sani puts out some solid signal every single day. He puts out this daily index, right, that is essentially showing us, people like me who don't necessarily understand everything we're looking at on chain. He puts out this awesome report that makes it really easy to understand who is selling what. Now, we can speculate on the whys, but that's not his goal. His goal is to show the facts, and he is showing the facts right here. Let's dive into it, because the German government is selling their Bitcoin, but not everybody in the government agrees with them selling their Bitcoin. So is this Bitcoin game theory playing out? Maybe. All right, let's go through the thread. So the German government, and this was on July 10th, right? So the German government, with a huge early outflow, they sent 5,853 BTC to exchanges and OTCs. Then the German government was preparing another 5,000 Bitcoin for sales, okay? And that went to Flow Traders, Coinbase Prime, Kraken, and some unknown address. So that brings the daily outflow to 10,853 Bitcoin. I think one of the main questions that people have is, hey, how much Bitcoin do they have left, right? Like, what do they have left? Okay, so some news outlets are saying that they've got about 1.9 billion. I've seen 1.3 billion. I've seen 1.6. But as of a day ago, they've got 32,488 Bitcoin. Okay, that's supposedly what the number is. Now, obviously, that number will most likely change by like 10K today, right? So we can probably assume that they're down to around 20,000 Bitcoin. Now, the real question, how much longer does this last? Well, if they are clearing about 10,000 Bitcoin a day, you could maybe on the, I guess you'd say on the more aggressive end, you would say they'll be done selling their Bitcoin by the end of this week, right? They'll maybe be done by Friday or Saturday selling their Bitcoin. Quite possibly. I mean, look, they don't have to sell their Bitcoin at these prices. They could wait, right? They could easily wait. But based on the pattern that we're seeing, it seems like they're trying to get rid of it as soon as possible. So maybe they don't all understand Bitcoin that well. Anyways, not everyone in the German government agrees with dumping their corn. Okay, so this is a tweet from Bitcoin Magazine. They're always great with the hopium. German Parliament member Joanna Kotar says government selling Bitcoin is not sensible. Holding BTC as a strategic reserve currency, and this is what she urges. Now, this is very interesting stuff, right? This is interesting because it does play into Bitcoin game theory. So many years ago, I make it sound like so long, like 5 years ago, I would hear these different game theory talking points, and one of them was that, governments would start to hodl Bitcoin, right? Because essentially they're just incompetent and their money printer is infinite. So they kind of need something as a reserve asset that really does retain its value and its purchasing power. So this is kind of interesting the way that this is playing out, because clearly there is I guess a strong majority of the German government that is in full support of dumping the Bitcoin, whereas it looks like there's pockets of people who maybe don't want to come out right away and say that they're Bitcoin supporters, but they are being Bitcoin supporters and wanting the government to hodl through this method like Joanna Kotar is doing, and essentially urging the government to please reconsider those Bitcoin sales. So yeah, I guess it's not so cut and dry. Will we see other countries, right, that when they go to sell their Bitcoin, will we end up seeing this type of contention, right? Is like, will we end up seeing more debates like this? The U.S. government, right? I don't know that I've necessarily heard too many people in the U.S. government saying that, hey, wait a minute, we should be hodling what we've seized. So does that start to play out? These are questions that we're going to see being answered in real time as Bitcoin game theory plays out. But look, in terms of Germany dumping their Bitcoin, yeah, I don't think they have that much left to go. You know what I mean? If they just got rid of over 10,000 today and they have maybe 20,000, 22,000 at the time of this recording, unless they slow down and start selling less and less, um, I don't see them being able to have that much more an effect on the global Bitcoin prices. Anyways, yeah, this is what's going on. This is the German government is dumping. Mount Gox is also happening. They're doing their repayments. So look, seemingly there's a lot of downward pricing pressure on Bitcoin at the moment. But guys, this is just temporary. And what's beautiful is that Bitcoin truly is a finite asset that the government or no single entity controls. So when they're done selling, the only way that they can get more Bitcoin to sell is by buying more of it. Or in the government's case, and this is what I mentioned in my previous video about Mount Gox and about Germany, is that they can seize it. And I do believe that that these government institutions are this is going to be their playbook, right? Like the government doesn't need to buy any Bitcoin when they can just seize it from businesses that are doing shady things that are holding Bitcoin. Guys, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's the clip for today. I'm going to catch you tomorrow.